Hey everybody, welcome back to C.I.K Gaming. We got the last video in how this works stuff. And after that, I won't be doing the how this works in the arena anymore.
Don't be shy.
And then after that, it'll be the price difference. 39 and this is 46, so it's not quite worth the difference in price. Over 10k, okay.
Got everything?
There's two options. Basically, there's two options that we have available to us. One of the options, of course, is like the basic shield system. I don't know what I did or what I was thinking, but I sold my face breaker. And to get another face breaker is quite expensive to have. Even just this is. Now here's the problem though. It is expensive as crap. I'm not gonna lie. And the damage to bonus is quite nice. And defense is quite nice. But there's one kind of issue that I found with this. I'll get one of these just to even out my build. So this is a 7.1 1500. So it's actually item power wise stronger than the shield. But if you notice, the defensive bonus of this is higher. Crowd control resistance is higher than the defense of that. But I don't have any bonus to damage. So open world stuff, you can totally get away with this because that damage is not that big. What am I doing? That's how I tell if the damage systems are good or not. It's got to be over 10% damage, always, or defense versus players. It has to be 10%. And now we notice that the damage bonus is 20%. 20% is the minimum. This build would even work with guardian armor and do just as much, if not more, damage. The reason it works with the plate armor, specifically the battle axe, is because of the timer. This is my refined build, by the way. The reason that it works is because we have a self buff on the W that will increase our whole. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to do my QQ, WQE, and then auto attack. And you'll see the damage done on the dummy. And then afterwards I'll show you the breakdown of how this works out. Q, W, Q, E, auto attack. That's my little combo. And I'm in full plate with no damage food. Now, its combo is completely back up again too. So when it comes to the damage pressure, the reason it works is because of this. When I use my W, that number builds to higher than that. This builds to cloth levels of damage with a face breaker. The numbers are higher with other stuff, including the damage food. You can get ridiculous numbers of consistent damage out of the plate armor tree with axes. Now I'm at 45% base damage, and when I use this, it jumps up to 85%. With only one Q that hit for almost 600. That's not factoring in that. So your combos are insane. And it's just a maul of damage. And it's awesome. That absorbs that much damage in PvP. Damage profile is awesome and amazing. Of course, realistically the best item to take is just a face breaker, in my opinion, because you still get you get 33 and which is not quite as high as that Muzak, but I also have another bonus to defense. And you could go absolutely crazy with it and run a Crypt Candle, and I bet it would still work really well. Now, the other thing is that's not factoring in. That's not that's not factoring in like Royal Boots, Stalker Hood, nothing like that. Like and the stacking happens fast. And then once you have your stack and you throw an E, you hit huge on everybody around you. It's crazy. Now the reason, okay, and the final point is the reason that I take not the Rending Rage is because the way that the damage profile works with your Qs. 129, 120, 120. See how slow that is? And it's not really, it's nothing like special. And with auto attacks, it looks like this. Which isn't bad, but this is if they're standing still. And it's completely ignoring his friends. Okay? Now we change this to the Rending Rage. Or the, whatever, Raging Blades. Rending Rage, Raging Blades. I always get them confused. So that's 200, and it's back up. So that's a bit better, and I can arc it so I can hit more. Right? It's good DPS. And the main thing what that system does is it does give me the little bit of range, and then gives you an easy route system to land your E. But outside of that, totally over the course of the game, the biggest issue is this: 226, 210, 335. That's the difference. That's a pretty big difference on the Q. And what happens is when the hit is hard, and it's almost just as fast as the one-handed. So 3 Qs is almost, by the time the bleed comes through, it's staying there 1,000 damage. That's ticking for auto attacks. And then your E hits, and your combo resets. You have your shields, resistance potion, and you keep going. And then just wait for the blades to come back before you throw your E, and you'll hit the hardest you can hit without anything. That's Facebreaker. The numbers go crazy when you start like if you incorporate, say, Hellion Boots, or if you incorporate, hell, anything that boosts your damage. But that's how this build works. That's how I'm able to make it work in all content. And the only damage difference you're going to see is a little, what is it, 5, 6%? It's a 6% damage difference. But I make up for that in, yeah, so it's just better in every metric. But it's also much, much, much more expensive. So you can totally make it work without the Facebreaker. And it's just a flat 17%. Wait, what? 6%. So that should be a 10. So it's only just a 10% bonus difference, which is nothing. Now we're getting a base damage with food of 33%. Self-buffed to 73%. Just with our weapon rotation, which hits the chain lightning from that is on a 15-second cooldown, which is not quite perfect for this, but it works. Because you'll have to chase, you'll have to kite. 3 stacks, lightning. Like it all, like it's the definition of like a high pressure, very simple to use. Anybody can use it, anybody can spin to win. Damage values are not that different if you just run this, by the way. They're not that different. I guess I'll do a quick comparative difference between the twos. 170. And you have to do you gotta do the Like, you have to use your Q to see the difference because your auto attacks won't be the same. They won't be the different. 178. So I'm getting 8 points of damage by swapping these two. That's it. So you don't have to spend the crazy amounts of money to purchase one of these bad boys. Oh, hold on a second. So this gives us a physical attack, physical ability, and defense. Which threat? So it's just the basic shield, just better in every metric. Not a big deal. Basic build. I bought that because we did a crystal. I thought we did a PvP with the legendary Kush the other day. We won our first crystal realm match, the one you have to buy the tokens and get into it, and we won it. So I ran to the bank and made sure I got the. I had a cleric robes, not 8.3, but 8 point something good build, and then my crossbow, and I rocked crossbow that game. Once this gets to once I get these two items, apparently, which I'm working on it. I got like 1 million fame credits from roaming and farming. Once I get this up to, my rule is I don't buy really pimp stuff. Like, see the blue star? I got the blue star so I can afford it at 8.3. And that gives me the basic ability that I need. Rule of thumb for Crystal Arena that I've learned is when you have tanks, or okay, so he's a tank, right? Kind of. So me and this guy right here are running together. Now he's running a much higher damage build than me. But we'll see. Okay, perfect. We'll see at the end of the game who has more damage. I'm probably gonna have to take this as well. See the difference between running soldier helmet versus scholar hood is I run soldier armor usually. But I can't. With soldier armor, you're never gonna be able to take advantage of the I don't want any part of the bullshit that this person's about to bring to the table, so we're gonna she's going crazy fast. Hang on. That's why I got to always bring you're not a tank without your resistance potions and all that other stuff, so you have to take those too. And this is loud. I'm so sorry. I can't turn it down yet. It's actually pretty good. I think I killed myself with my own reflect damage. Yep, somebody reflected me. Awesome. But this is a lot of damage that I was just being hit with, and I was able to survive it, kind of. 2,200 in total damage. But the reason I don't run the soldier helmet is because every time I run the soldier helmet, is my healer a troll? I don't understand. Oh, they got the true legendary battle axe user over there. I may have to focus this werewolf. I'm trying to keep the team fight over here because I don't think the healer is going to be able to do much in this game. Get him. What's my ability at? Can somebody please hit that son of a bitch? Good lord. There you go, we got this. Turn that back around fast. This would be cool if I could beat this dude. Mr. Xabs, your build is beautiful. And how much is that worth? 28 million. God almighty. That's my next thing. That's my next thing. Once I get the... I'm sorry, I got it. I'll say this before the next fight starts. The whole reason that I don't run the soldier armor in the arena is because the main issue with it is what ends up happening is quite literally I just run out of energy and my whole system falls apart and I'm not able to make it work. Now I don't know what just happened right there. I was talking very heavily on you and I decided to go in and see what happened. I'm pretty sure that's just the damage between the damage bonus of my W and the soldier armor and everything kind of being timed well, and I just went in. Now for this, I will not let them start and get some kind of clean engage on us. I'm gonna be on their healer. Because it's actually a shit. Let the healer take a big hit, pop his defenses, keep that bleed on him. I know what they're gonna try to do. They're trying to get that backwards pressure, but we got the. Damn it! Oh, I got it! Heck yeah! Now I gotta keep assistance with the healer, which is not bad. Our healer is really good. To be able to not die from that, absolutely. But I can't let you hit my healer anymore, sorry. Not yet, not yet. That's that soldier armor bonus right there, dude. I go from smooth. I go from like a tank, like kind of hitting you, to your health disappears. And everybody's like, "What happened? Where'd the assassin with the axes come from?" Dang it! He blocked it and saved his team. Son of a bitch. I'm still coming for you. You don't have really much of a healer at the moment. Dang it, I missed my big damage one. Bitch. I gotta get him. I gotta kill that son of a bitch. Somebody got him, that's all that matters. Healer's best friend right here, dude. 2 battle axe guys standing right in front of you. Oh yeah. Good shit, healer. I don't have my big damage, but I don't think I've ever seen a werewolf use reflect. Whoa, healer panic. Alright, so I just gotta wait for some damage pressure. I'm not getting any, so I'll just keep maintaining Qs. Now we got it. That's it. Turn the damage against them. It works every time. Well, not every time, but shit work a lot, man. I mean, this ain't no scrub game. Do you know what I'm saying? This ain't no scrub. This ain't no scrub stuff for sure. These are, well, I don't know why it's not got us with, or maybe it is. But I feel like everybody's pretty. They're all well geared. Nobody's in the 800s. We have the lowest geared player. So this is where, anyways. All right, test time. This is the fucking final time I'm doing this. What does it mean when I don't know if I got most kills. Probably don't have most kills, but what about the damage? If the damage is close or it's higher, what does that mean? I don't know. Let's check. Homeboy here he got the execute system going. Totally fine. I'm a tank fighter. I don't care. I don't even chase the kills. Half the time I was talking to y'all. But the damage is always the same. I always have the most damage. And not just of my team, but of the other team as well. Always. Some of these kills I just as easily could have gotten. Whispering Bow could have stolen some of them. I don't care about the kills as much. This is what matters. Too much damage. Healer can't maintain healing. That's the reason this is the reason I don't think the Blight Staff is the best. I think it's the easiest to use, but I don't think it's the best Nature Staff. I have a video coming on Nature Staffs pretty soon too. Sorry for the extremely long wait on the Crystal Arena, but I know what I'm talking about. This build fucking slaps. The system slaps in the Crystal, you destroy, and it's a very simple system of destruction as well. When the fight hits and everything goes crazy, if you don't get purged, your damage profile is roughly that plus 82%. So you can very easily get over 140, 150% damage on that, which already has 1,000. Insane damage numbers, insane damage values. You do the same thing with the Great Axe or the Infernal Scythe or the Carrion Collar or the Claymore, Kingmaker, anything. The Battle Axe, though, just happens to have the best rotating ability, or rotating skills of abilities that match up with a Thetford cape. So every 10 seconds, not only do I have an entire combo reset, each one of those Raging Blades is essentially another auto attack, by the way. Also, I usually run the bleed. This combo just endlessly continues on and never stops. And then it's the Raging Blades axe tree again, and it's non-stop, and you don't ever stop doing the damage. And I don't think I talked about it when I was explaining why I don't use this. The reason I don't use this one is because I'm not trying to execute the enemies. I need to be able to move, and I need to be able to throw out all the damage to everybody. And then with a quick movement or just whatever. So I need to be able to do that much damage to everybody around me, all 5 of their teammates, everybody around me, catching bleeds, catching spinning auto attack axes, and then catching more. And in case anybody doesn't know this, the final thing that I've looked at very closely is look at the axes. They're battle axes. This ability is literally designed around, or it has the at least animation or the actual picture of an axe. There's no way. I'll have to pause it. I'll make this the thumbnail. It works, bro. It's busted. And I've also come up with my new. So basically, the way that I've been winning duels and open world stuff, depending on what you take with your boot. This build, you have to run the dodge roll. But if I run soldier helmet, oh god, I keep forgetting to tell you. The reason I don't run soldier helmet in arena is because I run out of energy. And I could run soldier armor and then just take the what's it called? Energy regain. I could take that, but then I just lose a helmet slot. So it better just. And I already have spec in this, and this build is tanky enough and does enough damage that I can get away with this. But in open world single stuff, this has very little value. So either you just use it, maybe take advantage of the knockback as an interrupt, which would probably really be the best case. It does damage too, but the main system is the hard beat for this build is not actually it's not silences and it's not cleric ropes and stuff. The hard counter to this build is like leather armor with the fire shield. That's actually the hard counter to this. So what you have to do is when somebody pops a fire shield, you have to be able to like like reset the fight a little bit, at least create enough distance so that you can back up. And then what I usually do in 1v1 stuff, which for open world, I'm gonna start taking a Fort Sterling cape because that has a counter to a purge of CC. So if somebody hits you with like a crossbow or bolt caster or silent shot, the cape takes care of it. Then you can just walk up and always throw it once early, and then now it's the exchange happens where like you're trying to figure stuff out. They might chase you, they might back up, whatever. And the reason why is because if they wait, I purposely do the you purposely do the E wrong because it comes back up faster than usually they're expecting. So like if I had to say if it was like a longbow or something, and all I could do was get in, turn everything on, and maybe I hit him once as he was running away. Well, that's the damage. That's a pretty painful trade. That's a painful trade on a plate user. And then if they had, oh, and that's the very final piece. You could use Caraleon Cape if you wanted to, but it's not going to help. It does that much damage to 4 people. I mean, just extra. And your combo never stops. The next, once I get this blue starred, and I get me a pimp axe and soldier armor, I am actually going to look at the next possible candidate for the sword basically the other one-handed weapon of the game. And the sword tree is calling my name. 100% sure it's going to be the Clarent Blade. 15 seconds. 495, 452 on the damage model, which puts it a little bit under total, but it also has a much bigger, easier arc to use. It's a one-handed weapon, so I can maintain Facebreaker, don't have to change anything. And the immediately behind that is going to be the Spear Tree, specifically with Heron, possibly Trinity Spear, because this is a really strong ability. It's long cooldown, but the advantage of it is two things. One, it gives me an area where I can buff the team, do damage, and root. So I go back to have that kind of that CC root effect. Increase my move speed and auto attack speed. Auto attack speed is the one I care about by 85%. So 28%, 28%, 28% auto attack damage. So I turn into a tanky turret, essentially. Decent damage, but this is really what I have my mind on. I really have my kind of eyes set on. Is in a lot of those really big fights, if you're able to reflect... Oh, never mind. I'm glad I just saw that. Reflect 100% of incoming damages. Oh, okay. Restores or reflects 100% of incoming damage as physical damage. That's fine. I don't mind that. I thought it said like it only blocks physical damage. I was like, oh shit, never mind. And then restores your energy. So what happens with this is if I use Spear Tree, even if I just run this as a mobile interrupt assassin high DPS system, this means my head slot can change and I can do something a bit more intense. I don't have any interest in these spears really. Like, I'll be honest, the Heron Spear, not really. Stuns 2 seconds. Okay, like I'm okay. I'm not basing anything around spears, but I have my eye on the Trinity Spear. Got my eye on it, and it's a relic, and it's the most expensive shit, of course. Pike is simple, but it's also like just as good. Big, huge hit, and they get stuck in place forever. So Pike or Trinity, but probably Pike because I'm cheap. And outside of that, I don't know if there is anything else. I could get really weird and do that, showcase that dagger pair soldier armor build that truly one-shots. Execute abilities, but I don't want to just execute, I want to get them low. And I haven't even seen these yet. They're probably... One-handed dagger I don't think will work. Claws could work. Well, they basically only work on a healer that's using cleric robes. Do the Wolverine build, but I don't think I'm gonna do that. What I have my eye on next is and I would do mace, but I'm having so much. I'm having so much more success with axes than I ever did with the maces that I'm not going back. I didn't have success with this, and this works when you have a good team that can use it. So I'm looking for builds. Let me read this again, because something about this doesn't make sense. It's on like a 16-second cooldown if you hit somebody. It doesn't hit very hard. Dealing 90 true damage over 4 seconds. That feels like extremely underwhelming. Like, what is the point outside of the dual system and the auto attacks? My son's using a Realm Breaker right now. So what is hang on, this E damage is 714. So the Realm Breaker, I love this so much. I'm so glad I just saw this. I want to hang on. We're gonna end it with this, but I'm gonna show you the difference. So when I talked about finding the balance of the game, which is what I did with my build I have now, look at the damage of this. So for this ability, I have to build stacks, and then I can throw my E out. It hits for 714. So what do they do? What does the company do? What the company does is say, okay, the battle axe is this, blah, 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 blah. Now, let's just make a really expensive weapon that skips a process. Leap toward the targeted position and slam your axe on the ground, dealing 715 damage. In a 4-meter radius. Splits the earth, throwing enemies in the air for 6 seconds. Decrease mass and current health for 15 by 5 seconds. It does the same thing, it's just added stuff to it based on the ridiculous cost attached to it. Because of that. Because of that. Because of that. Blah, 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 blah. And it goes all the way. Anyways. So, that is that at its core the reason why I don't use artifact weapons. What does this do? Swings around in a circle. What does that do? Swings around in a circle. What's the damage difference though? Well, it's 300, but then it does another one where it's got an executability built into it, so this one just has the flat damage, which is actually higher. Like I don't understand. And then so what's the carry-on collar? Does it need stacks? No, it doesn't. So essentially all it does is you walk up and you hit E on a 15-second cooldown, and you do 400 damage, and then they take another 348 over 3 seconds, and they can't heal good for 40 seconds. Holy fucking shit, are you playing with me right now? That's what this thing does. I've never read it before because I have no interest in using it. It looks terrible. And I think it's even it's a rune item. That's far too strong for a rune item. And this, I used one of these. I do not understand how to use this. But that proves my point. The basic items do stuff, and then the more advanced versions take what they do, add stuff to it, and remove skill. Or add stuff to it, but remove combos, or make it more of an initiator as opposed to the warrior class. Realmbreaker does the same battle axe damage, just without having to stack bleeds. That's it. So quite literally, if I decided to run a Realmbreaker, then my gameplay loop would not change at all. The only difference is the time. Yeah, the only difference is the time. It's 25 seconds, so there's no way I would be able to make this work. Because I am now looking at it. For me, an E ability that's above 15 seconds is useless for like arena. Oh my god. I can't believe it does that much damage. It kind of makes me want to use it. I wonder how. Oh my god! I wonder how much more devastating I would be with that. Fuck. Fuck. I'll catch you guys in the next video. I think I just may have found a new weapon I have to start working on. I may say goodbye to this. I'll see. Oh god, Albion stressed me the fuck out, man. Y'all have a good night. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you on the next video. Stop making fun of my plate builds. They work. Peace.